On this week's episode, we talk about Netflix's Kaleidoscope.
And other pop culture news. Hey, it's 2023.
Oh yeah, this is our first episode of the year.
The first episode of the year.
Aww.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And welcome to Retina Weekly. Mm-hmm. We have the best news, news of the week. And this week, we're also going to review a couple movies, shows that we watch. We are on that time of the year that if you saw all the movies at the end of the year, last year, the theaters will not come. Nothing's going to come out on the first week of January, even the second week of January, maybe the third week of January. So there's not a lot out there. And same thing with TV. You know, there's the shows are on a hiatus. And so it's a good time to stream movies and shows. And that's what we did.
Yeah, and there are some really good options out there at the moment. So Netflix has this new series called Kaleidoscope.
It's a very interesting concept. The concept is there's 8 episodes and 7, right? 7 of them can be watched in any order. Yeah,
so each episode is assigned a color. Rather than a number. White is always the last one. The last one it has to be the last one. And once you watch it, it'll be very clear why. That's where all the loose ends get tied up. It's very emotionally fulfilling and all of that good stuff.
Yeah. And there's also so you can watch in any order. Plus the system the Netflix, the system generates an episode for you. You don't have to pick randomly. It will be generated randomly for you. For instance,
the pressure of making those choices is, I've seen a lot of memes where people talk about just like the pressure and the agony of trying to choose which order to watch it in, and if they're going to get it right, and is it actually the best one. Like, don't even worry about it. Like, just
that into that.
I mean, if you already have an anxiety disorder or deal with feelings of imposter, whatever, yeah.
Anyways, so they all colors, and just a little bit of the plot is on the trailer. It's on the intro. It's about a heist, and it's about a heist that is 25 years in the making. So the episodes go back and forth on time, go deep in the past, go deep in the future, and there's the heist, and we're gonna have to watch to see. But Giancarlo Esposito, what's the name of the white guy? What's the name?
South African?
No, the bad guy.
Rufus Sewell.
Rufus Sewell. Who else?
They are the name. There were other people that looked familiar, but those were like.
There's the girl. There's this. Let me to make it easy for people to remember. The black girl on Uncharted. She's one of the antagonists. Who else? Oh, Jay Courtney. He's Bob. Anyone else? Oh, Paz Vega. She's Ava.
Yes. Yes.
It's a great cast, even though they're not so known names. They do terrific, and the show is really well done. It's dynamic, and it's about a heist. There's a preparation for the heist and the consequences for the heist, and it's very dynamic. It has a really good soundtrack, a really good sound design. The cast does perform really well, as we said.
You've got everything you could hope for from a heist movie. I feel like if you liked Ocean's 11, you'll probably like this one a lot. You've got your, your cast of characters. Every movie has a cast of characters. You have like your group who's brought together. There's like the chemist and the smuggler and the safe cracker, and all those people come together. We've got the big elaborate plan. There's actually a few jobs they have to do before like the big heist. But then under all that, there's a lot of like emotional backstory stuff that builds into it too. So there's a lot going on. They also have that wonderful heist trope where, like, as Giancarlo Esposito is describing the plan, you see them acting out the plan. Like, oh, it's everything you want from a heist movie.
Yeah, and it's even though it goes through a span of time, as I said, there's almost 30 years, 25 before and a couple years after. I can't remember the details, but 25 years in the making. The show is so well done. It's so light and fun, even though it has violence. It has swear words, and but it's so entertaining, so compelling.
Yeah.
People that have time, which we don't. We have families and lives and work and things to do. But I'm pretty sure people that have the time, they could binge it. They could watch all 8 episodes non-stop. Because there's not a lot of... If there's any quiet moment, it's built, is properly included in the show, that it doesn't feel like, you're never going to be bored or this thing's not good. No, it's dynamic.
Yeah, the pacing is really good. If the action ever stops, then we're building up backstories that are really interesting and well laid out, and
help building the characters, and help us increase our empathy and our sympathy for the characters.
One thing I'm curious about, and I mean, you really only get to watch it for the first time once, so I don't know if we could experiment with it, but I wonder if the order you watch the episodes in would change how you feel about any of the characters. Because some of them, it is kind of a roller coaster. Like, this person's really sympathetic. Nope, this person's horrible. Okay, no, I understand why they're horrible. I don't think it would
change that much.
I don't know, but like maybe it would change the shape of the roller coaster. Like instead of like this, you'd go like this.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might change some of that emotional journey, but it does.
It's not like some shows, not in this level, not in this structure. They definitely expose. They definitely play the characters as in ways that you might love this character and later find out that he's a bad guy, or might hate this character and later find out that he's a good guy. That's building the narrative. That's how you tell the story. And of course, there's tastes. There's always some crazy, stupid people that thinks that William Zabka is a Karate Kid, or don't stick enough to The Office that they hate Michael Scott, and they don't pick on the details of his life, even though it doesn't show much. But or even Seinfeld, at the end of the show, they go to prison because they're terrible people. And you might not realize watching the show. So in this one, the narrative is fluid. You can go any moment, but I don't feel like changing the order at any time you're gonna create or change how you feel about any character.
I think ultimately you're always gonna come to the same conclusion, but like the way you get there, I don't know. And like I said, you can't really experiment with it, but I'm curious.
Because if
I'm sure there's a wonderful subreddit all about it.
Because storytelling, they could develop their character. I can't remember her name. What's her name? Bob's girlfriend.
Yeah, I've definitely already forgot.
Yeah. Anyways, storytelling in different ways, they could go deep into her story that they would. She's in a love triangle, so she loves one guy that looks like a good guy, and he is, and one guy that looks like a bad guy, and he is too, but the bad guy has a little bit of good in him. The good guy doesn't have, at least not how the show explored. Again, how you tell the story, you could, like, he was in prison in one of the episodes, so how he got to prison, same thing with her. It's like, why she picked the wrong guy, or she picked the bad guy, story. If they would tell the story in a different way, but not in this case. In this case is we get a little bit of some of those characters, and the bad guys and the good guys, I think, is pretty black and white. Ironically, since the show is all color.
Yes. But I guess I mean, like, some episodes you see somebody in a more sympathetic light. Some episodes you see them in a less sympathetic light. So if you meet someone first in a less sympathetic episode versus anyway.
Yeah, but there's type characters.
That's true.
You know, Bob was created. It's like as soon as you meet, no matter when you meet him, he's gonna be like, I don't know if it's because he's a big guy and wear the jumpsuit and or is the accent or you know.
Yeah. No, you're right, definitely. And there are a lot of archetypes. Like I said before, like this is so many parts of this is just like the quintessential heist movie that we've seen many times before. Archetypal characters, but it's put together in such an interesting and well done way. I totally enjoyed it.
Oh,
would recommend
it was fun. Netflix started the year with this very interesting experience with the great Giancarlo Esposito and other great talented people. And it was fun. It was like we recommend if you like heist movies, if you like something different, because this one the whole experience, you know, you can talk to friends and say, hey, it's like, but anyways, it's fun. We recommend. It's on Netflix, available everywhere. Go and let's see what color Netflix gives you.
Next up was one on Apple TV. Fleishman is in trouble.
Hulu.
I always get those mixed up.
Yeah.
This is starring Claire Danes and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other people, but they're the main
Ted
couple.
Mosby.
Yes.
And Captain Marvel Jr. And the guy from OC, which is the same guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. Seth. No, Seth was his name
his
on
name
OC.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was very interesting, very raw, very real. I was hoping for more because the hints of, you know, reality. I don't know. Maybe I saw hints where there were no hints, but some of the conversations talk about different universes and choices, and it's about a couple. And from beginning to end, ends up being about a couple. Mostly the men's version, which I think it was a little bit problematic. Not to give the men's version. I'm a man, but the fact that they do give the woman's version, but the number of episodes they give for the man, I don't know, 8 episodes, 7 episodes for men, 1 episode for the woman. When they showed the woman version, even if she isn't a saint, even if she's an angel, I don't know, it's kind of a bit too late.
It's interesting, and I've wondered about that, because for me, the pacing of the show bugged me too. Just we spent so much time with Toby, and I get he's the title character. And Jesse Eisenberg.
Wait,
is he?
Is he?
You know what? That's a really good point.
Fleishman,
Fleishman is in trouble. Oh my gosh. Either way, I'm so sorry about this cough. We spent so much time with him. I think we probably could have cut out 2 episodes, at least 1. We still could have gotten to the same place. But the thing I liked about having so much focus on him, and then suddenly seeing Claire Danes' side of the story, was it I think it reflected a lot of the way we experience things in real life. Usually if a friend of yours gets divorced, you might not get both sides of it. Or if a family member, you're not going to see like the full picture from both sides. And so we, as in real life, we spent this whole series forming judgments about this other character. And then suddenly in this one episode at the very end, we suddenly see her side and see how wrong we were about so much and how much more complicated and heartbreaking and messy it all is.
And then we have...
And so I thought that was interesting, because then we also have this narrator, but it's not an omniscient narrator. It's a narrator who's kind of also going on this, like following this narrative with us.
And at the end, the narrator learned the woman's side, and it put herself as a woman, the narrator, and put herself in the woman position, and I start analyzing her life, and I don't know. That one was probably a little bit, if going to the, even though it makes sense what you said, going to the woman's side was a bit too late. The last one, if the narrator was, I don't know, there's moments that the narrator interacts with Toby, so there's a little bit of coping and closure, but her story and her relationship, on the story, there's like we see bits and pieces throughout the show, and then it culminates with this one, and what's gonna be her decision and what she does. I thought it was a bit too late. I don't know. The show is based on a book, so we don't know if the book is good. We don't know if the adaptation is good. What we're talking about is the show, and I don't know. It's interesting.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I felt like it dragged a little bit, but overall it was an interesting way to tell. It was an interesting way to tell this story, and you could look at it a lot of ways. You could see it as like a midlife crisis story, a divorce story, a marriage story.
Yeah, it's a New York rich people story. So it might lose. It's very niche, putting that way.
Yeah.
Because even though it's marriage, it's very, very rich people dealing with rich people's problems.
Yeah, I know there were a lot of moments where it's like, I feel like I should feel sorry for you, but you clearly have so much money to help you deal with these problems.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. So, that definitely affected.
Ironically, who narrates that, it's a middle-class woman married with kids.
I know. Oh, that drove me nuts. And she's like, oh, this terrible house. Like, you have a beautiful house. Cry me a river, build a bridge, and get over it. As my grandmother once told me.
Anyways, Fleishman is in Trouble is available on Hulu, the entire series. If you want to try something more adult, very, very R. There's a lot of sex in the beginning, and some in the middle, and a little bit in the end.
Alcohol, drug use.
Yes.
Swear words.
Themes and swear words.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's very cerebral.
I guess there's a little bit of funny moments. Yeah, it's funny, right? There's some stuff that's funny.
I definitely thought there were...
Yeah, he's Eisenberg is like... Eisenberg is his name?
I think so.
Eisenberg. He's very like... the typical neurotic Jew... Woody Allen-esque.
Can't help but be Jesse Eisenberg.
He's a little. He's less. Woody Allen is a weirdo. I mean, in real life he's terrible. In his movies, he's a very weird character. But he has some elements of that, which is, very comedical. But anyways, Fleishman is in Trouble, available on Hulu. Go check if you want. Let us know what you think.
It's an interesting one. Okay, this next one comes to us from Paramount and Nickelodeon, Star Trek Prodigy. And, I'm a lifelong Trekkie, so I'm coming at this with a huge set of biases. So I'll ask you, what did you think?
I really liked it. The beginning of the show is very distant from Star Trek. It starts getting closer, like almost right away. They find a ship. The ship has a computer and a hologram interface that is based on Captain Janeway, the captain of the Star Trek Voyager, the USS Voyager. And so you start getting closer to the lore, but very shy, very timidly, but it keeps coming closer and closer and closer, and as it gets closer, it gets better and better. And the characters, they're okay. They also become more interesting. You learn about their origins and their desires and their fears. and I think every character has a episode about an origin, if it's not in the same episode, but you learn about all of them and what they want. They are kids, and the end culminates with getting really close to Star Trek lore. There's like, it's Star Trek by any definition. The Starfleet captains, the conflict, the problem, the solution, the science. And the end is showing a very, very deep thought, emotional. It's like they couldn't the show there, and that's a cool thing. I mean, they're probably not gonna cancel. I hope not, but they you know, it's a proper way to end things in a high note and with heart, but in a way that you can continue, and they definitely can. And I really liked it.
I thought it was really well done. The animation was beautiful. There were lots of... and this is something Star Trek... Well, this is in so many ways it's classic Star Trek. Despite the setting and being so unusual and our cast of characters being so different, like he said, it checks off so many Star Trek boxes. Spectacular, like space exploration, going where no man has gone before. This whole like idea of principles. Very quickly, this group of kids decides like, okay, we want to be part of Starfleet, so we're going to act like Starfleet. What does Starfleet mean? What does it mean to be a captain? What does it mean to be part of this? Like, what does it mean to be part of Starfleet? What does the Federation represent? And what are we willing to do to get there / to protect that? And so like the philosophy, the selflessness, the principles, like adhering to something higher, bigger than yourself. The tech, the technobabble, which is always such a fun part. It checks just all the boxes. It was really well done.
Yeah, even something very, very, very special about Star Trek, the best Star Trek movie ever, the Wrath of Khan. Spoiler alert, not really, because the movie is at 40 years old or something like that. The sacrifice, you know, there's an element of sacrifice on the last one, which you know, in modern media there was like, oh no, we're gonna keep this, we're gonna find a loophole to bring this guy back. Oh, this guy that died, he didn't actually die, you know, stuff like that. No, the odds are we're gonna lose at some moments, and the loss is gonna be really lost, but in sacrifice for something bigger and something more important. And they do that, which I thought was really thoughtful.
Yes, and that is something that is like pure like Star Trek to its core. And it works really well with having Captain Janeway there, because that was a huge theme throughout Voyager, throughout the show. This idea of sacrifice and sticking to your principles and who you are, even... Well, anyway, you just gotta watch the show.
It's
really
good.
Well done.
It's good. It's a Nickelodeon show. It's for kids, but Star Trek fans should definitely check it. It's in my opinion, is one of the best overall. Was one of the best stuff they put out lately. Yeah, you know, because it respect the lore, but also connects to the Star Trek that we know and love. Through Voyager, and you know, it's not trying to do something new. It does something new.
It does. Yeah, they've actually. This is
a
new time period. We haven't had a show or a movie set post Voyager yet. Why? I don't know. Because this is like quite literally unexplored territory. So we have Kate Mulgrew as both Captain Janeway and Admiral Janeway to kind of connect us, but still let us do something totally new, unexplored. Also, because it's in animation, we get to have tons of aliens as main characters, which is something that is historically been like, there's always like one or two aliens, but having this many as main characters.
I mean, they all aliens, right? There's no. I mean, there's no human in the main crew.
Oh yeah. In this one, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it's that's a fun thing, and they did this on the animated series too. Back right after original series stopped airing, they aired an animated series with most of the original cast doing voices, and they added a bunch of aliens to the crew.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a fun
No.
thing you can do with animation.
Yeah, no, it's good. They finally went where no man has gone before.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, because when they start going like, oh, let's do a reboot, a remake, it's stuff like that. It's like, but we've been there before. Let's go somewhere else.
Yes.
And this
I
one
got
goes.
so mad. The first two episodes of Discovery, they're like, redesign Klingons and Spock and Sarek.
Yeah,
like, guys.
Yeah.
Like, we did it, and nobody loves Spock and Sarek more than I do. But like, oh my gosh, it's been done.
Yeah, but this show definitely goes and goes boldly. It's good. It's the characters are empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something that for your adult Trekkies parents you can watch with your kids. It's not. It's about friendship, about values, about working together for a goal. Even though it might mean you're gonna have to sacrifice for the good of the lives of many, not the life of one.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few,
Mm-hmm.
and they're willing to go there.
Yes.
Anyways,
That's great.
Star Trek.
Our 3-year-old loved it. We loved it.
Yeah, Star Trek Prodigy. It's a Nickelodeon Paramount show. It's available on Paramount Plus the entire season. It's there for you to watch. It's good. We highly recommend.
Highly recommend it. Okay, what else did we watch this week?
We did watch a movie, also by Nickelodeon, but DC Comics, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So funny.
It was fun.
It was good.
It was, yeah. it has all the necessary elements of Batman, all the necessary elements of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and they mix together. Even though that doesn't sound like they should mix, but they mix very well.
They did great.
Yeah.
They did great. And like once they start, when you say it, it's like, that's weird. But once they get going, it all works. Like ninjas, that's about it.
Yeah. They all work at night.
Yeah. At one point, one of the turtles is like, New York, like Gotham is so different from New York or something. And it's like, anyway.
Yeah, it's clearly a joke. It's clearly a joke because Gotham as metropolis was inspired heavily by New York. I mean, Gotham more about Chicago, big metropolis, high crime and violence. But New York has that too. So, yeah.
I thought the moods of the two franchises, they did a good job meeting in the middle. Batman being typically a little bit more severe, perhaps a bit more somber, and the Ninja Turtles being just goofballs. They did a great job meeting in the middle. Lots of good jokes, but I feel like Batman and the way they worked together, it really elevated Ninja Turtles.
And the writing was solid to the point
that was way better than I expected.
They had references and mentions to stuff that if you're not a comic book fan, if not a Batman fan, or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, you didn't get it. It's like there's a scene where Ra's al Ghul is fighting. Is that Ra's al Ghul fighting a Robin? And they say, it's like something about he's gonna lose another one. No, it's not. He's not. He can be. He can be fighting a Robin.
Yeah, he's fighting Batman.
He's fighting Batman.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not Robin because Robin is his grandson.
Yeah.
Which that one they didn't mention.
No.
Even though that was clear that Robin was Damien because he calls Bruce father and a lot of other references.
Yeah. There's also a moment when Damien first shows up, he's like, I'm going to kill everybody. Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. But...
That's our boy.
Solid fun. It had not only Batman, but the Batgirl, a really good addition. And Robin. And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brought with them Shredder, Baxter Stockton, Dr. Baxter Stockton, and the Foot Clan, and Ra's al Ghul, the League of Shadows, and mutations.
Yep.
And
the mutagen, and then we had Ace Chemicals, so a lot of stuff that's core for both franchises.
Yeah, and then comes we see the Joker, we see Freeze, Harley Quinn, Tara Strong voiced Harley Quinn.
Of course she did.
Bane, with the Hispanic accent, which is a fact. He was born in the prison Santa Prisca, this fictional island republic, and in Central America.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should have Hispanic accent, but no, it was fun. It was really good.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It has a post credit. It might be more, but if it will be, is soon to say, because the movie is fairly new, and it was good. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, I would say if you are a fan of either of these franchises, you'll probably enjoy this one because it did a great job. Like, it was truly like a true crossover. I feel like it was evenly split between a lot of time in the Batmobile, a lot of time in the Ninja Turtles van. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this character's showing up. What do they say in the Teen Titans movie?
Oh, I remember. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it wasn't like Batman shows up to make the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles look cool. Yeah,
They did that with what's it called, Ruby Girls. Yeah, it wasn't Superhero Girls. Yeah, Superhero Girls.
Yes,
yeah, the Ruby
yes.
Girls is still coming. It's a different show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like that at all. Like, they were both integral parts of the story. So it was really well done.
Two classics, two universes loved, and the action was very interesting because the fight scenes, they were very very they dedicated time and screen time to fight scenes.
Yeah.
In an animation, you could see the fighting, the defending, the attacking, the being hit, which was like, this is cool. You don't see that every day. Usually it's like 2 punches and cut, move somewhere else. This one they had like full on action fighting scenes, animated.
Yeah, lots of pizza in the Batcave.
Yeah, pizza. They disappearing and leaving Gordon. Was like, I hate when they do that. It has everything. Yeah, we didn't see Splinter, which but again they were out of town, so yeah.
I feel like that made sense.
But yeah, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that ends with a fun credit scene with classic Batman comic book covers.
The credits were cool.
Where they changed Robin for sorry. This is contagious.
What a mess.
They changed. I don't know. They have Batman and Robin. They didn't change Robin for Michelangelo, and they have the Justice League. And they changed for the Turtles. It's pretty cool looking. Anyways, Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is available for rent, for buy, digital and disc, Blu-ray, 4K, DVD. I guess I'm not sure if they still do that. It's probably available on streaming. Probably available on HBO Max as well for now, because HBO Max is going through more changes.
So much. Oh my gosh.
But we're gonna get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there. In the meantime, not a lot from the box office this week, other than the movie Babylon, despite like a huge all-star cast and a spectacular, just like visual extravaganza of a trailer, is turning out to be something of a flop.
Yeah.
So, oh well. I was only mildly. It looked like Hail Caesar meets
Once Upon a Time
Great
in
Gatsby.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is on this one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So it didn't look super
I
interesting.
don't know. Margot Robbie, right? What else she did? She didn't do well this year, right? What she did this year that what was before this?
I don't remember.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I mean this year, last year.
Yeah.
But anyways, so
overall she's still fine.
Yeah.
But this has been a bit of a flop. Okay, some news. Jeremy Renner, I'm sure everybody's heard about this by now. He was run over by his own snowplow.
No, it wasn't there, was it?
Yeah.
Did you check details?
I look. Well, okay, I might be getting a couple things mixed up, but basically he was out plowing snow. Someone had gotten stuck, and he went to help them, and then somehow in between all of this, he ended up run over.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah.
The plow. They talked about big loss of blood. Paramedics got there fast, got him to the hospital. He had surgeries, tons of blood loss, but he seems to be recovering okay.
Yes, so he already posted videos with family on a spa day, trying to recover, relax. But yeah, it was a scary one. He tried to go help someone and It almost died.
Yeah, it was a serious accident, but yeah. So hopefully he pulls through, because I've loved him as Hawkeye, but I've loved him in
everything he
other
does
things too.
seems good. He was nominated for an Oscar for A Hurt Locker.
Really?
And since then he does stuff, and he does well.
Yeah. What's not doing so well is Amazon right now. Well, I mean, Amazon is doing fine, but post holidays, kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it's everything was fine and dandy for the holidays, but as soon as the holidays are over, reality comes crashing, and Amazon's gonna lay off 18,000 jobs.
That's a large number.
Yeah, as the quote unquote economy slows, which the economy has been in trouble for long now by the inflation and what the White House decided to do concerning the economy. So that's not news. But I guess came Christmas and increased a little bit of the people. Even a little bit, they try to buy something for Christmas. So even a little bit here and there helps Christmas. Helps the economy.
Yeah.
But once that was done, the reality check on some companies, in this case Amazon, is like, okay, we cannot keep doing. We cannot have all these people working for us. Because now the economy is gonna go down again. So 18,000 people.
Yeah.
HR, website people. So that shouldn't change the logistics part of the business, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall see.
If anything, that shows something about dealing with business and crisis and economy, recession, all that. One of the first things that it's natural for when mergers happen, but as soon as Elon Musk took over Twitter, he laid off a lot of people on the tech part. I mean, the company is only tech. On the tech part of the company, it's like, I don't need 80 people to do this. I can have one. So Amazon is doing a similar thing. So they getting rid of the tech part, because instead of 80, they might have one people be able to do it. But anyways, moving on.
Okay, moving on. So way back in 1968, Franco Zeffirelli made this iconic, spectacular film adaptation of Romeo and Juliet, starring two teenagers, Olivia Hussey and Leonard Whiting. Sorry, I'm dying. Those stars are now suing Paramount for...
Are they both suing? Or I thought it was only her.
This is stars.
Oh, okay. Never mind. So they both. I mean, they were both underage back then. They were both very young.
She was only 13.
Yeah, he was probably not much older.
Yeah, and they're both featured in bed, canoodling, and lots of
having sex, or just
just playing around.
Okay.
Intimately.
Yeah.
But they're not wearing anything.
Emotional?
It does.
Because it looks like you're crying.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. No, I get these coughs. Anyway.
Anyways, so they suing
the show must go on
for sexual abuse over the teen nude scenes. I never seen that Romeo and Juliet. I don't know.
She's topless. We see his butt, framed in the early morning light.
Which a man's butt back then, it was probably one of the maximum they would do,
Oh, for
men.
Yeah.
And topless again, it was a lot for a woman.
Yeah. She was so young, she actually wasn't allowed to attend the premiere of the film because of the nude scene.
That is her.
That she made, that she was in.
Wow. That's crazy.
So even then, there was some idea that this isn't appropriate for children, but...
That's crazy. I heard of that before, but it was kids in horror movies, once they put the special effects
Yeah.
and the kids, I don't know, you can't watch this.
Right. That totally
concerning
makes sense.
Concerning nudity, it's
Yeah. You can't see the nude scene that you performed in.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so they suing the director.
No,
right?
he died. So they're suing Paramount.
Oh, Paramount. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what would come with this. Definitely a sketch.
Financial compensation. They're gonna get money. Which I guess if it was wrong, they should be compensated at least.
Yeah.
That. Anyways, meanwhile, about another one about Star Trek. There's rumors that Jonathan Frakes might direct the next Star Wars. Star Trek.
I mean, if he wants to come do Star Wars,
hey,
fine.
After the sequel trilogy, maybe Jonathan Frakes would do a good job. Yeah. It can be worse. Anyways.
Yeah.
And he did direct several movies on the original. It's a mix. The next generation movies, which they are highly connected to the original show. They're the same universe. Let's put it this way. And he did direct 3 or 4.
I couldn't tell you, but a bunch, and he's had a pretty full career, as a director outside of that, which is the path for Enterprise first officers. Leonard Nimoy was first officer. Right. He directed most of that series films.
Interesting, so, it's a cool tradition.
It is, and he directed a few other things as well.
Yeah. Anyways, so there's a rumor out there. Another rumor is that Aaron Taylor Johnson met with executives about being the next James Bond, being the next 007.
Interesting.
From Kick-Ass, humble beginnings.
Yes.
To James Bond.
So humble.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Amazon has ordered a God of War live-action TV series.
Yeah, and that's not news. I think we talked about that before. But it's going to social media the other day. I saw Henry Cavill and this lady, and I was like, who is this? Is her in the show? It wasn't a premiere, so it was one of those. He in a suit, she in a dress, smiling, and then on his Instagram. So I clicked and it showed her name. I clicked on her. I couldn't see anything, but with her name, I went to IMDb and I googled and I found out that she's actually the girlfriend. She is Henry Cavill's girlfriend, and on her Instagram, that she's celebrating the company she works for producing this show, and he's kind of like a free agent now. He's producing the show. Is a show for Amazon? Warhammer 40,000 is Amazon, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So his girlfriend is there. They need a god of war. He looks like a god of war, so
just saying
it would be cool.
Yeah, and with him,
if it happens, you heard here first. So
yeah.
Our crazy theory: you're gonna shave that hair. He does have cool looking hair. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, he wore wigs on The Witcher. I guess I can't find it special. I don't know. I think he would shave.
Yeah, a bald cap.
Knowing what we know about him,
he
would
shave.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's that.
All right, we shall see.
Another quick one about Cavill. He split ways with his agent. He's a manager. Hollywood has agent, manager, publisher. I can't remember which one is it, but it was Danny Garcia who was doing the Rock Johnson. Yeah, former wife.
Yeah.
So she was his manager.
Interesting.
So they split ways. Allegedly, that's what it popped on the internet. There's no clear details on it to be developed.
Okay. All right. A few. What will not be developed are some Game of Thrones spin-offs.
Yeah.
At HBO Max.
So HBO Max is still through restructuring, and there was something that the CEO David Zaslav said, no, it's over. We stopped doing it, and the stocks went a little bit up because of that, but we never know. But at this point, George Martin said that several spin-offs that were being developed, initial process of developing spin-offs like Game of Thrones at HBO Max, they were like, no more. And of those, we know that, I don't know if it's part of those, but we know a spin-off, there was being developed was a spin-off about Jon Snow. Aegon Targaryen.
right.
Is Aegon? He's Aegon, right?
Aegon, yeah.
Aegon Targaryen. Jon Snow that knows nothing. And but I don't know if this is one of the ones that canceled, but it could be.
Could be.
And all that is after the huge success of House of the Dragon, so that shows you how things are messed up there.
Yeah.
Another one suffering from HBO's restructuring, canceling, stopping. It's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
The Looney Tunes lost. Was about
256 episodes.
Yeah, from a couple seasons, and yeah.
And then Westworld. We already talked about how Westworld was not only canceled but removed from the platform.
Canceled and removed. Yeah.
Yeah. James Marsden has expressed his disappointment, saying he wishes it was about more than financial success.
Yeah, the whole thing is, yeah. But again, you make money, you lose money, you have to make drastic decisions. Yeah.
Yeah. Closely related, and also perhaps a drastic decision, it looks like that maybe WB execs are willing to move forward with Ezra Miller's Flash.
Yeah, and there's now rumors that the hard reboot at the DC universe would not be a hard reboot, it would be a soft reboot. With things like the Black Adam, Captain Marvel, Shazam, staying in, but Gal Gadot would be gone, so Superman Henry Cavill would be gone, and you don't know. There's a lot of rumors coming as the Flash movie comes closer. There's rumors about cameos, like Christopher Reeve, Terrence Stamp. We'll see.
Interesting.
It can definitely do a lot, like Spider-Man No Way Home, but more, because the Flash can travel through the universe into time, so he can literally go to some of those places. Anyways, it was revealed that Superman, Christopher Reeve, and Michael Keaton's Batman, they are in the same narrative universe, different times, but in the same universe. Anyways.
Okay. Well, speaking of the Flash, the CW series is finally ending. This will be the final season. Should have happened 3 seasons ago, but we've said that before. It looks like Stephen Amell is going to come back.
Yeah, and he's very pumped about it. And so the fans, he helped started the CW verse that was once called the Arrowverse.
Yeah.
So it's only fair to have him at the end.
Yes, I approve of that. Okay, we can't let a week go by without something else annoying that James Cameron has done.
This one is good.
This one is spectacular. So let's just preface this with a little backstory. Way back in the day when James Cameron was first making Avatar, there was another group of people at Nickelodeon making a new animated series also called Avatar. And because these were coming out around the same time, they had to change the name to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Fast forward 13 years, and now we have Avatar: The Way of Water. And so one of the creators, I can't remember who it was, shared this story and said, now he's doing The Way of Water. If the next movie is about fire or earth, we riot. Tell us, Alexander, what has James Cameron said about Avatar 3?
So James Cameron said that for the next Avatar, they're going to have darker Na'vi. So I guess he wants to go full diverse, It's like he empowered woman. Now he's going to empower black or dark blue Na'vi. But he also said it will deal with We'll deal with fire people.
Yeah, he's going to call them the Ash People.
The Ash People. So water, fire. First one was air, right? Because they flew, right? Battles in the air.
Sure.
Now this one is water. Next one is fire.
Yeah.
So Fire Nation is coming.
Yeah. So earth, fire, air, water. All 4 elements were in balance until the Sky People invaded, and James Cameron. Ugh. Just
so
freaking
yeah,
James Cameron.
which is
Anyway,
which
so
is
I guess we
interesting.
have to riot now.
Which
Avatar
is
fans.
He not even does it properly, because on the first movie, Jake Sully, he goes to all the other tribes to ask for help to fight against the white men, to fight against the man
The
invading
Sky People.
Sky People, and he went to all those tribes, and they all look the same. They all live quite the same. Now they're all different. It's like, okay, so you change things as you go. So again, he's not a good storyteller. We know that. You're not gonna dwell into that again. So be ready for the Fire Nation.
He just keeps saying stuff like, you know what? I was gonna let it go. I was gonna let it go, James Cameron. But then you open your mouth again. Now I can't let it go. Anyway, it's not that important. Dave Bautista has confirmed Guardians 3 is his last MCU movie.
Yes, and he's happy about it, but he also wants to work on different things. He wants to be an actor, and there was a quote this week. He's saying that I don't want to be another Dwayne Johnson. I just want to be the best effing actor I can. And if anything, we saw the trailer. He does comedy really well. He proved that on the comedies he made by himself as a solo main character. He did that as Drax. But he's working with Shyamalan next, and that looks very interesting.
Yeah, that movie looks good.
Bad guy. He was a bad guy on Blade Runner 2049. He was on James Bond, the second to last. So.
And he was a pretty sketchy dude on Knives Out.
Glass Onion. But he was on the funny side.
Yeah, but well.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's not the only big name that Disney's losing. Mindy Kaling has confirmed that she's not coming back for the Inside Out sequel.
Disgusting.
Yes. Frankly, we're disgusted.
She's disgusting on the show, right? That's her.
Disgust, yeah.
Disgust,
that's
yeah.
her.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I don't care. It's like, I don't think
it wasn't like a crucial role.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some trailers that we saw today.
Yes, we saw the trailers for Evil Dead. The new Evil Dead is called Evil Dead Rise. Is a sequel. Let's say is a sequel to the previous movie called Evil Dead, which was a reboot on the series named Evil Dead. And that has 3 movies: Sam Raimi, and Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
It's like dark, and for the Necronomicon, I can't,
something like that.
And it's the Book of the Dead, and they read. It's like very, very, very Friday the 13th. These people go to the woods in the cabin. They found the book. It's like just teenagers wanted to have sex and have drugs, but they opened the book, and then they brought evil to the world, and everybody tried to fight, and Bruce Campbell fights, loses his hand, put a chainsaw, and keeps fighting. And then there's a sequel, and then there's a third one, all with comedic elements, as Sam Raimi does. The reboot was like more darker, serious, scary. There's not a lot of jokes there. If there's jokes, it's like dark jokes, but not super funny.
Yeah.
So it's this one. So this one's gonna follow the same tropes as dark, scary. It's like, where's Mummy's? Oh, Mummy's being eaten by the maggots. It's like, it's not really funny. Anyways, so if you're fan of Ash, there's Ash versus the Evil. There's the show. This one is not on the same realm, but
different vibe.
Yeah.
Different vibe.
Anyways.
We also saw a trailer for the next season of Foundation. This is the Apple
TV.
Yeah, Apple TV series based on a massive set of Isaac Asimov stories.
Yeah.
I'm really gonna need the whole recap, like previously on
2 hours
thing
recap.
to get through this, but it looks intriguing.
It looks good. The second crisis is coming. Time spenders are unbelievable. And
just keeping track of the timelines.
Empire is coming. The girl, can't remember her name, is coming too, and the fight is on.
Yeah. Spectacular, like sci-fi saga. Yeah, it looks fun. I look forward to it. How about Renfield?
Renfield, the servant of Dracula. What's his bucket?
What's his name?
Houghton.
Yeah, we just saw him in Menu.
The Menu. He was an X-Men.
The lead in Warm Bodies. Yeah, he's Beast in X-Men.
Yeah. Anyways, this guy serves. He's a familiar to Dracula, and he goes collect people for Dracula to eat. I guess he finds a girlfriend in Aquafina, and then he's telling her. And that's like, it's like, okay, this and the Dracula is the one and only Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
So it looks fun, entertaining. As Evil Dead, the originals, not like the remakes, mixing horror, blood, and comedicity.
Comedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. For me, a lot of this reminded me a lot of What We Do in the Shadows. A similar take on vampires in modern society and like the supernatural interacting with the real world. Nicholas Houlton?
Yes, correct.
The put upon familiar stuff. Anyway, but it looks really fun. So even if it maybe is a little bit of a What We Do in the Shadows ripoff, I'm really enjoying this genre of supernatural spookiness.
It's written by Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman is the writer-creator of the Walking Dead comic books.
Oh,
and he turned out to become the executive producer of the Walking Dead show.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, anything else about that one? Renfield?
Captain Nemo, Superman, and Dracula were the three roles Nicolas Cage dreamed about playing when he started his acting career.
He did a great Captain Nemo.
And he did two of them, sort of, because he was Superman on the Burton project. That didn't come to life. And I think Dracula, he did it before. There's a Nosferatu version of him.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Anyways, moving on.
All right, last trailer we saw was for a new Eddie Murphy film called You People. Looks fantastic.
Is that thing where white guy marries black girl and the families collide? Not only the difference of color, but difference of culture, economic situation, and religion,
all of it.
Yeah, and that comedy that comes with it, and it looks interesting. This is a Netflix property coming soon.
We've got Jonah Hill, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Eddie Murphy, and other people you will recognize, but whose names escape me at the moment.
Yeah. But since we talked about Dracula, we should talk about this dinosaur that has been discovered in Transylvania, which. At first, I was planning on joking this to you because it sounds very funny. It's Transylvanosaurus platycephalus. But Transylvanosaurus is like, come on, Transylvanosaurus. Yeah. But that's the name.
It does. It sounds like a new character in like Hotel Transylvania 17 or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, new species of dwarf dinosaur. It's called platycephalus because it has a flat head. And new dinosaur. Win for everybody.
And last but not least, because we end with facts as we start with facts.
Yeah.
There's a comet coming by, and is the nearest they're gonna come by to Earth in the 50,000 years since this 50,000 years BC. If you count that far, it's gonna be closest to the sun in January 12th, and it'll be closest to Earth in February 1st and 2nd. So we probably gonna be able to see with naked eyes. So it's a cool one.
Yeah, that should be pretty cool. Do you remember what was it?
And it's gonna be called the Cometosaurus Flyinopodus.
Yes. But if you want to figure out where you can see it, you could just Google like when can I see Comet C 2022? You can find the story on space.com. You can Google it.
It should be Cometosaurus.
It should be.
But they don't wanna name it. Anyway, we're running out of time. 2023.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming. There's a lot. We finishing season 3 of Servant. New season is coming next week. And there's a lot more to watch. Movies,
it's gonna be a good year.
You come here and we talk about it.
Yeah.
You can comment, like, subscribe. I guess that's it. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.